Hi, welcome to the Shed. Today we're going to talk about one of the most iconic sounds in modern drum music, and that is the hi-hat roll. So a roll is when you're taking your subdivision, which it could be 8th note triplet, or 16th note, and then you're going to multiply it. The most common multiplication is 2. So if we're in 16th note and we're going to play a roll, we're going to start playing 32nd notes. Normally hi-hat rolls are programmed in or they're played in on a separate track. So if it's programmed in, somebody's going in a sequencer and they're clicking boxes to create a roll. If they're recording it on a separate track, they already have the kick and the snare recorded, and then they can use two hands to play that hi-hat part in. And sometimes people program in buttons to actually have rolls. So maybe you're playing your beat, and then you have a programmed button, and you just hold it, and it's going to just roll the hi-hat at a certain subdivision. But if you have the ability to play key drums, and if you can go from sounds that you have in your head out to the instrument, you should have a way to play in these rolls. So I've developed a technique. I want to share it with you, and then we're going to do a little bit of workout so that you can develop some facility with your rolls, and then you could get better at playing your own drum beats, the beats that you hear in your head. Okay, so if you were to play just 8th notes with your hi-hat with your right hand index finger. So I moved my stuff over an octave so I can play it over here to make it easier for myself, because easier is better. If you're to play 8th notes, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you can hang by using just one finger. If you were to play 16th notes, double it up, you could do just one finger. Now if I want to double that up, I can't. Like my hand like seized up. It's physically impossible to do that. So what I do is I'm going to alternate between my index and my middle finger, and I don't know why, but for me it's more comfortable to start with my middle finger than my index finger. Also, I'm not going to use the tip of my finger. This is hard for me to do. So what I do is I'm actually using this part of my finger. So where the joint of your finger is, I'm going to turn my hand so those are in line together, so you can see kind of a line here, and then it makes it easier for me to play these rolls. So I'm always going to start with my middle finger, and I'm just going to alternate between my middle finger and my index finger. So I have a loop here, and there's the metronome. We're just going to go through some different subdivisions together, and you're always going to alternate between your middle finger and your index finger. So here we go. Let's start with just 8th notes. Don't even worry about the regular drum beat. Just get this comfortable. And it might be easier for you to start with your index finger, but I'm always starting with my middle finger. So these are 8th notes. And I'm thinking about just the number 3, 4, and that's what my lead finger's playing. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's move it to 16th notes. And a 4, and a 1. So again, I'm just thinking about the 8th note now. 1 and 2 and 3 and that's what my middle finger plays. Back to 8th. Here's 16th. 8th. 16th. 8th. 16th. 8th. 16th. 8th. 16th. 8th. 16th. Okay, so you're getting it under your fingers, you're feeling what it's like. Now let's add in some 30-second notes. So, getting psyched up. Let's start by just playing 16th notes and then hearing what 30-second notes would sound like. So here's my 16th notes. So what does twice this fast sound like? So what we're going to do is we're going to alternate 16th and then go to 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds. Just think about your middle finger or your lead finger. Whew, that is a workout. And if it's uneven, that's fine. If you have any latency between your computer and your interface, it's really going to come out when you go to play these. So now I'm going to play through it. I'm just going to do some examples of what you can do with this. Start with the regular groove, 3, 4, and add in a roll. And that is it. Those are hi-hat rolls. So we're playing 30-second note rolls. So what you can do is follow along with that workout video series to really develop the dexterity you need so that you can unlock the ability to play whatever drum beat you hear in your head on your instrument.